What's up YouTube? I'm the Gaming Coach, and in today's video we're playing Watcher of Realms. This video is not called Should You Pull During the Valentine's Day event? Instead it is called When You Should Pull on the Valentine's Day event. I'm going to tell you why right after I roll my intro. First off, I want to explain what the Valentine's Day event is. It is probably the two best banners that Watcher has ever had, and they're going to be going on at the same time. Starting Valentine's Day and lasting until Sunday the 18th, we will have the most hyped hero possibly in game history available in a limited time event. That means that if you do not pull for lust on this banner, you will not, I repeat, not be able to obtain her for a very long time. My best guess, and this is just a guess, would be Valentine's Day next year. Once again though, that is just my guess. So for her banner, her and Arrogance are both going to be on a 10x rated banner for blue crystals only. If you pull 250 rare summoning crystals, you are guaranteed to get Lust. This is a very important number as we deep dive here in just a minute. Arrogance and Lust have a bond skill that is very strong and will put Arrogance back in the S tier category in my opinion. Lust herself will be one of the more game-changing heroes to come to the game. She will be a vital piece for a lot of people trying to push Guild Boss. I think though overall she's still probably not as good as Silas or Boreas for account progression. So keep that in mind because the second half of the Valentine's Day event brings in a 10x banner for Silas and Vierna. So let's get into which groups of players should be summoned on which banner. In my opinion, every single group of players is going to be pulling during this 5-day summoning event, but which banner and how many summons depends on where you're at in the game. The first group of players I'm going to talk about are either newer or they've been unlucky so far in the game. They don't have Silas, Vierna, or Arrogance. If you are in this group and you intend to play the game for a long time, I highly suggest you go for the Lust banner. The reason being is that she is going to be a limited event summoning hero, and you will eventually get Silas and Vierna if you just keep playing the game. If you can get 250 summons rounded up, then you need to put them towards Lust. If you have less than 250 summons, I still suggest you try to get Lust. If you have more than 250, if you say have around 300, then you're going to be going towards your pity, and this is where we're going to start talking about pity. Once you get over 200 towards your pity, I would actually switch banners to the Silas and Vierna banner, and then I would go back to the Lust banner to complete that 250 guarantee. So we're just trying to maximize how many game-changing Legos we get, and the only one that we're technically guaranteed is Lust at 250. The second group is anyone else with more than 250 possible summons. Group 2 should feel free to pull on the Lust banner until you get around 200 pity. Everyone keeps saying to wait, but really, if you are disciplined and you're paying attention, you don't have to wait until Friday. You can start pulling on Valentine's Day itself. The spiritual altar begins on Valentine's Day, and so you're not going to be losing out on the event, like the rewards that you're going to be getting from doing the summons. So feel free to pull during that as long as you're paying attention. One other thing you might want to think about is this corridor of glory right here. So if you wait until Thursday, or at least you wait until you clear out your maximum hero capacity, where you're starring up your heroes, leveling up heroes, etc., then you will be getting free bonuses right here just from this event. So if you can, and I know it's a hard ask, it's a very hard task to ask of anyone, you need to wait to clear out your maximum hero capacity until this event goes live, which is Thursday on reset. So if you wait till that point, you can go ahead and summon up until you get your maximum heroes, just in case you're wanting Lust, you're wanting to build Lust, etc. But remember, this corridor of glory is coming. If you don't care about these, then don't worry about it. I always care about the corridor of glory because it specifically has legendary skill crystals in them, and I always need legendary skill crystals. You know, I say none of them. Most of my heroes are not maxed out. I do have a few that are maxed out, but I always need legendary skill crystals. The only reason I have 6 right now is I'm holding on to them for this summoning event. I hope that part makes sense, but we're going to go back to talking about when you should summon. Now I will show you how to check your pity right here. And so one thing that you want to make sure you're doing is clicking this one So clicking the summon button up here, because if I click over here and I accidentally double click, sometimes I'll accidentally click this and it will summon 10. But if I go over here and click this up here, I'm safe. So it doesn't affect that whatsoever. After you click on the summons, you go up here to the exclamation point by the details. Then you're going to go over here where it says summoning record. Okay. Then you're going to have to scroll till you see your last legendary. Now for me, it doesn't take me very long. I pulled one right here. If I was to go back even farther, you'll see I don't have any room to complain because in my last 5 shards, I've obtained 3 legendary heroes. But if I didn't say I didn't have those, I would have these 3 would all be blues. So that's 3. Then this would be 13 because this one doesn't count. It was during a 2-for-1 event. So 13, 23, 33, etc. I would go all the way back until I find my last legendary pulled, which would be right here, and then I would start from that point. So that's how you find your pity tracker. That's how you know where you're at in pity. So for me personally, unfortunately, I am at 0 pity. 0 pity. That makes the math easy for me, but it does kind of stink. So if you're like me and you're in this group, you already have some of those heroes, you're actually going to be putting 200 summons from the pity mark into the Lust banner. And the reason being is if you pull Lust before that, then the 250 guarantee goes away. You're just guaranteed to get her within 250 summons. So at 200 is when pity starts adding up. That's why I'm recommending you stop around the 200 mark. Some will say, you know, you can go all the way up to 219. I would stop at 200. Just to try to maximize the greatest amount of Legos that you can possibly get. So if you're like me and you're just summoning straight from pity, you know, you're keeping track of that 1 pity mark. That's the number that I'm going to be talking about from here on out. You know, if you summon Lust before you get to that 200 mark that I was recommending, then I'm just going to keep summoning on the Lust banner. And the reason being is, once again, she's a limited time event hero. I want as many copies of her as I possibly can get. We are only guaranteed to get 1 copy of her in the first 250 summons. So if I get her before then, I am no longer going to get her at the 250th summon. I hope that makes sense. If you are already over the 200 pity before the event starts, then you kind of have a choice though. If you do not have Silas or Vienna, I would actually wait until their banner comes up and use my pity on them. If you have them both, I would highly suggest you just go ahead and pull the pity on the Lust banner and try to get as many copies as you possibly can get. Lust A1 is actually really good. It is a 5-second defense reduction when she inflicts Sinful Lash on her target. Once again, she is on a limited summoning event, so you will not be able to get her again for a long time. There is a reason that every content creator has the most summons on their account that you have seen them have, and that is because everyone has been preaching to hold your summons for Lust. Everyone is looking for Lust. They want Lust. Okay, subgroup 2 is for anyone that pulls on the Lust banner and hits a Lego that is not Lust in the first 50 pulls. If you do that, then pull all the way up to 249 on the Lust banner itself, then switch over to the Silas banner until you hit a Lego, then swap back to pull 250 on Lust and get her guaranteed. Then for me, I would still pull all of my crystals and diamonds on the Lust banner from that point. Subgroup 3 is for anyone that pulls on the Lust banner and hits a Lego that is not Lust after the first 50 summons. This is where you have a hard choice to make. You either pull the 249 on the Lust banner and you do the same thing as we've already talked about, or you go all in for summoning on Lust. For my account, if this happens to me, I'm going to summon every crystal I have on the Lust banner. If I didn't have Silas, I would try my best to get Silas while resting on 249 for Lust. Silas for single target and Boreas for AoE to me still have the greatest impact on accounts. They're the biggest game changers in the entire game. Lust is going to be amazing, and as I've stated before, she is on the limited summoning event, but I still would be happy to get her at 250 and risk it for the biscuit on Silas if I didn't have him. To me, for an account without Silas, getting an Unawakened Lust and Silas is more of a game changer than an A3 Lust even. Please remember that even though you're on a 10x banner, you are not guaranteed to get anyone. The only guarantee we have, once again, is Lust at 250 summons of rare crystals. That is the only guarantee you have. You could pull infinite amount of crystals and you wouldn't be guaranteed to get anything other than Lust at 250 on the rare crystals. Subgroup 4 is for anyone that has been hoarding divine summonings. So the yellow shards, the yellow crystals. If you have a ton of them, then go nuclear on the Lust banner. Use all your rare crystals on Lust. Why I say that is Lust and Arrogance banner is the only on rare summoning crystals, while Silas and Vierna are on a 10x for rare summoning crystals or divine summoning crystals. So you can use your divine summoning crystals to try to get your best chance at getting Silas and Vierna while still, blowing all your other crystals on Lust. So that's what I would do if I had a ton of the yellow crystals. I would be trying to get as many copies of Silas and Vierna as I could with those, while using my blue rare summoning crystals to go for Lust and Arrogance. Both sets of these are going to have a great bond, and so they've got a bond effect, so you want both of them if you can get them, because they're going to be buffing each other. So on the yellow summoning crystals, if we go look at it, go to the pity timer rules right here. So the way that this is worded is the pity timer will activate if no legendary hero is summoned after 12 consecutive summons. When the pity timer is active and no legendary hero is summoned, the drop rate for a legendary hero will increase by 2% in the next summon. So that means you can be pulling a lot of yellow crystals before you get what you're looking for. And even if you get a Lego, it is not guaranteed to be Silas or Vierna. I want to re-emphasize that. You only have one guarantee during this event, and it's 250 on Lust. Okay? Now that being said, this is our greatest opportunity to pull Silas and Vierna that we're probably going to have. I highly doubt they put them on a banner together again, except for maybe like a Valentine's Day event again. But if you have these yellow crystals, it is a great opportunity to use them, unless you're a really young account or you don't spend it all, and then it still might be better for your account to pull them whenever we've got the 2x on the yellow crystals, just because you're not going to accumulate very many of these, and so giving yourself the best chance to pull a legendary is better than wasting them on something that you're not guaranteed to get anyways. But I still, in my personal opinion, I'm risking it for the biscuit. Like, I'm going for Silas, Vierna, Lust, Arrogance. These four are game changers. Absolute dominant game changers. So if you can go after them, go after them. So to conclude this video, the hype is real. The next 5 days are the most game-changing summoning event probably to be in the game live so far. So make sure you are manipulating your pity to give you the best chance to have the most Legos possible. If you found this video helpful, guys, please do me a huge favor. Hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up, that like button. If I did not earn your subscription on this video, hopefully I do on the next one. But until that video, guys, I'm the Gaming Coach, and I'll catch y'all later.